So I am Lorna Hill, this is my son Joe Hill. I have a dual National Hunt and Flat licence, and we train here at Woodway Farm. Alan's family have owned this farm for generations, although they have been involved in a little bit of point-to-pointing along the way. This is now the first time that we have branched out and made it into a training establishment. So Alan used to ride as an amateur. He was a very good amateur. He won 3 fox hunters, 2 at Aintree and 1 at Cheltenham. I rode as an amateur in a much lesser flamboyant degree, but we loved it, and then we started thinking about the training side of it, and we really enjoyed the training side of it. And as we started retiring from riding ourselves, it became a focus of the yard, and we built the yard up. We had 3 horses when we first started, and we got up to 45 at one point. And then as Gabby and Joe, our children, came through, then they were interested in point-to-pointing as well, which was brilliant. They started off doing a bit of pony racing, and then they graduated to point-to-pointing. I took out a licence in 2005. Joe has been off to other places, which he will tell you about, and he's come now to help us as we get older, and he's the young fresh blood, which he will tell you about now.
Yeah, so I got into racing, but obviously through mum and dad, growing up, going pointing every weekend. And that's how I got into it. I've been to work for a few trainers like Harry Whittington, Charlie Longston, Gordon Elliott, Paul Nichols. I've worked for them and learnt sort of what to do, and now come home and I'm a big part of the team here.
We're 20 minutes in the evening from Heathrow. We're very close to London. It is a very central place. We can get to Cheltenham in just over an hour. We can get to the West Country. It is one of those places that you can get to anywhere from within 2 hours. We have increased our facilities year on year. We have a lot more jumping opportunities for them, from little tyres to, we have one whole circuit that they can go on, so which has 8 hurdles on it. So it's like running running in a point-to-point. So it's just giving the young horses so much more to do, and the opportunity to jump, and we have different surfaces here. We have an all-weather surface, we have a deep sand gallop, we have lots of grass gallops, and a carpet gallop down the road that we use. So there's a huge amount of variety, which helps to ready both young horses and older horses in the preparation to get them ready.
British pointing recently it's changed a lot with the more introduction of young horses. Obviously in Ireland there's a lot of young horses, and has been for a long time with the buying and selling. Over here, traditionally, we've been more about having your pointer and having fun and trying to go through the grades, and you buy your maiden pointer, you try and win your maiden restricted intermediate and go on and end up at the Cheltenham evening meeting, the Stratford evening meeting, and hopefully end up at Cheltenham Fox Hunters, that sort of thing. But probably with the introduction from Tom Lacey quite a while ago, buying and selling young horses, obviously he's done very well in that sphere, selling an Ergamine to go on and do well. And also Sky Pirate to John Joe Neal, who won at the festival. So Tom did very well, and since Tom, now there's been a lot of other people coming in and doing it. Fran and Charlie Post, obviously Tom and Gina, Bradley's starting to do it more. Chris Barber's done a lot of it. Mel and Phil Rowley have done a very good job of it. So there's a lot more competition now with the young horses. The maidens are a lot more competitive. The young horse maidens, it's very difficult now to win a 4 and 5 year old maiden. We don't have the number of young horses that they do in Ireland, but our young maidens now are becoming a lot more competitive. They're a lot harder to win. They a lot of the time wouldn't look out of place, the better ones, if they were against the Irish horses. So no, it's fantastic now how we've evolved into that way. All of the races are very competitive and very hard to win, but it's such great at the minute in British pointing that there's still a place for everyone. We haven't gone the complete way of the Irish, of all sales and everything geared up around that. Yes, we have our races that are well known as winners of them are going to go to the sales, but we have we still are very much open, and there's still a place for everyone, and it's not all about buying your expensive store and winning and selling it. But at the same time, like I say, there is a lot more of that now, which is brilliant because it's increased the quality, and the British pointers are going on to make a lot more money than they did a few years ago with retrospect to what the Irish horses make, but also B, they're going on to be a lot more competitive. And Ergamine, like I say, has been a great advert for our sport, and among others, and there's a lot of lovely young horses coming through now. We're very lucky in this country as well recently with Tattersalls, and their financial interest in our sport is brilliant. We have a few horses here at the minute that have just turned 4 year olds that we'd be aiming to try and win races with in time for something like the Cheltenham Festival sale, or there's the early February sale and the end of April and May sales. So there's a lot of opportunities to win races at any time of the year, so it suits the horses best and try and get into those big sales. Obviously the one we all want to get into is the Cheltenham Festival sale, but no, we've got a couple of young horses there that we hopefully aim to be looking at those races. Tattersalls sponsor the Charlton Hawthorn 4 and 5 year old maiden the week before Cheltenham, and that's last year the winner of that made 200 grand at the Cheltenham Festival sales. So that's a great meeting for them to be sponsoring. It's a great course, lovely flat galloping track. They also have a maiden at Garthorpe at the end of February, which is Garthorpe's a lovely track, a very good track. If a horse wins around there, they'll go on to be a good horse. So it's great that they're sponsoring good maidens at good courses to try and show off our best horses, to then hopefully get them into the sales to make some money.